let's go over here and make this. One second, guys. If you are viewing, give me 1 second. I need to change a something here. Come on, come on. You know what? I can just do it. I'm gonna... All right. Let's go on here and let's make that public so I can get let me check my audio. Make that public. All right, cool. So we are now live. So I'm going to go ahead and start the show. I am a little bit late because my computer did not want me to be great today. But I have a interesting show lined up today. I'm going to try to look in the camera, but if you see me looking at the screen, like looking down like this, that means I'm looking at the screen. So forgive me of that. Also, be sure to go over to YouTube and search New Wave Real Talk over there on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, and you can go back and watch some of my previous broadcasts from there as well. Also, if you're watching by way of Facebook, go ahead and share this out to your friends if you can. It is a public live, so you can share it and we can try to get more people watching this. But if you're not watching it live and you're watching on the playback, thank you for watching it. So the first story that I'm going to get into, I'm going to put a banner up here, is a story that I really am not happy about having to do, but as a black man, I gotta do it. We gotta talk about Ahmed Arberry down in Brunswick, Georgia. This story is so just interesting in so many ways. It's tragic in all ways. But I know a lot of you guys have probably read the article, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on articles, but I'm going to start out giving you a summary of what happened by other people accounts. So essentially, we have a 25-year-old black male, Ahmed Arberry, jogging through a neighborhood called Satila Shores. Okay. This is, I'm assuming, a prominently white area because they were so taken off guard by seeing a black man running down the street. He was jogging. He had on, his description was a white t-shirt, shorts, and Nike running shoes. He was not driving a car. He was running. He was not carrying a bag or carrying anything. He was simply jogging. So this is an afternoon day. He's jogging down the road, minding his business. And someone calls the 911, and they call and says that a black male is running down the street. And then the dispatcher asked, I just need to know, what was he doing wrong? What did he do wrong? So from what you're telling me, he did nothing wrong. So why are you calling 911? What type of help do you need? He did nothing wrong. I'm going to go ahead and bring in this picture here. Give me 1 second. I want to bring in something here. Hold on 1 second, guys. I want to bring up something real fast. I am going to get another setup going on very soon for these broadcasts so that we're not spending a whole lot of time with me fumbling around doing things. But I do want to bring in something on the screen, so I want to try to do this. And we're going to get back to the conversation in just a second. And also, I'm going to start doing recorded broadcasts so that it will flow a lot better. They'll be edited and all that. So that's why you need to go over to New Wave over on YouTube and subscribe. If you want that type of content, you need to subscribe. 1 second. Just don't want me to be great today. Don't want me to be great today. So we're going to just scratch that whole thought there. So we'll get back into talking about Ahmed. So he was running down the road, minding his own business, and all of a sudden, 2 men get in their car and arm themselves and proceeded to follow Ahmed as he was jogging. Here you are. Now, I don't want this to be about race, and I'm quoting his best friend. He says that his best friend stated, this can't be about race. This has to be about right versus wrong. So for a moment, I don't want you to get caught up in this story and diminish it to only focus on race, because this story, it's deeper than just the race. You're talking about your own civil liberties being destroyed. You can't even run down the street. We live in the United States of America. You can run down the dang on street when you get ready to run down the street. You're not hurting anyone. You're not causing any harm. You haven't done anything. So essentially, 2 males, Gregory McMichael and his adult son, Travis gets in their car, arm themselves, pursue Ahmed Arberry down Stelita Drive in a pickup truck. Travis steps out of the truck with the shotgun. So he steps out of a truck. So, you're running down the street, minding your own business, and all of a sudden somebody gets in their car, follows you down the street. Not only are they following you down the street, they get out of the car with a shotgun. And then when they get out of the car with the shotgun, they expect you, the person that's minding their business, to stop and have a conversation with them when they're holding a dang on shotgun. What's right about that? There's nothing right about that. Nothing at all is right about that. So then they call 911, and the dispatcher says, well, what did he do wrong? There was no answer. The only answer is he's a burglar suspect, and we've caught him on camera attempting to burglarize, and we are performing a citizen's arrest. Okay. You're performing a citizen's arrest, but now you've killed the person in cold blood. You've killed this man in cold blood for no reason, because you could, because you had a gun and he did not have a gun to defend himself. He didn't have a gun to defend himself. He was literally jogging down the dang on street. And I want to try to keep this as professional as I can without using profanity. But it is a topic that you almost have to just be, completely psychotic and extreme racist, just evil to not see anything wrong with this. This is wrong on so many levels. I mean, I think this is worse in ways than Trayvon Martin, because Trayvon Martin was a horrible thing that happened. I mean, this is comparable for sure. But here we got a 25-year-old man running down the dang on street, jogging, minding his own business, and you said he's a dang on burglar. Don't have a car. He's not carrying anything. If he's a burglar, he hasn't stolen anything. You can see that he has nothing on him. He's running down the dang on street. And you want us to believe that you were performing a citizen's arrest. That's the whole reason why you approached him. It makes no sense to me. I mean, even when you take out race, this is just crazy that you think that you can get in your car and chase somebody down with a dang on shotgun and they got to lay on the ground and surrender themselves. Now, this is where it becomes race related, because you are expecting that of a black man. You're not expecting that of a white man. You're expecting it of a black man. So you being a white man, you approach a black man, and just because you say, hey, stop, I want to talk to you, the black man got to stop and get down on all fours and bow down. That is crazy for you to think that. So if anybody of another race is watching this video, I'm here to tell you that will never, ever happen in any way. Nobody, even if they're black, they're white, nobody is gonna stop and you chasing them with a shotgun and they're gonna stop and surrender to you. First of all, you crazy for following me with a shotgun. I don't know what you go. I mean, it's crazy to me. I mean, but going on with the story, because they are citing a citizen's arrest, there has been no charge at all. No charge at all. Killed this man in cold blood. Not one single charge. One interview at the police station, and they go home. Where is Governor Kemp? He's the governor of the state of Georgia, supposed to be governor for everybody. Ain't said a word. Ain't said a word. Going on in the story, we learn a little bit more. So obviously Ahmed Arberry was 25 years old. His best friend stated, and his coach stated, that he was an avid jogger. Everybody I mean, we're talking about a small town. We ain't talking about Atlanta. We're talking about a small town with 100,000 to 50,000 people in that area. You can dang on near remember everybody in the damn going place. So we're not talking about an area that's heavily populated with black people. So how did they not know this guy if he runs through there all of the time? Why? Oh, I know why. Because all black people look alike, right? I don't want to go down that road of racism, discrimination and prejudice and stereotypes, but they exist in this story. It is all through the story, but let's keep going. So he's 25 years old. He's running a white t-shirt, shorts, and some dang on Nikes, and he's a dang on burglar. That doesn't even make sense. If you guys got comments, go ahead and put your comments in there. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna move on. So the two people that actually did this to Ahmed, the father name is Gregory McMichael. He was a district attorney investigator for this area, this judicial circuit. So a judicial circuit is a combination of areas, and this circuit kind of works that combination. They combine all those little small places together. I'm not seeing the post, the comment. Hold on. Okay. So I'm going to put because this is supposed to be bringing in the comments from YouTube, but I see some on my phone here. Turn that down. So I'm gonna have the comments on my phone here. Well, is a tomato red? Okay. I don't know why the comments aren't coming in. The system is so flawed, y'all. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna try to balance the Facebook, and Anta is here with me, so she's she need to come on here live, man. Let me put the link up so people can come on live. So I'm gonna put the link in the comments here. Let's see if it went over to Facebook, and then I'm also gonna put it on the banner. So y'all can come on up here and talk about this with me. I'm sorry that you can't click that, but if you write it down, it's just CZARRGZJDP. So it's not too much to write. But if you want to come up on the screen, you can put that in there. We're talking about Ahmed and what happened to him. So we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna be watching for Facebook over here. Then I'm going to sleep because I'm tired. Okay, she's going to sleep. All right. So yeah. So we talked about Ahmed and what he was wearing, what he was doing. He was running, jogging, doing exercise, minding his own business. Then we have Gregory McMichael and his son. Now, Gregory McMichael was Brunswick Judicial Circuit District Attorney investigator. His son was named Travis. So two Caucasian men. Now, there will be justice one day, I pray, in this story, but right now it's too entangled with influences, so much so that the case was transferred to Ware County District Attorney's Office. And Barnhill, their district attorney, stepped away from the case early this month at the request of Arbery's family, because Barnhill said that the family cited a conflict because his son, George Barnhill, is an attorney with the Brunswick DA. So we're talking about these little small areas in Georgia, man. We're talking about these little small pockets. And it's such a conflict of interest. It's a conflict of interest. I hope and I pray that Ahmed get justice, because what happened to him cannot continue to happen. As a black man recording this in my house, that could have been me. I do real estate. I'm always going up to houses that appear that some of them are vacant, some of them are abandoned, and we're going in, and I'm going in and quoting, getting it ready, and bringing in my vendors and my contractors. So this could have happened to me, and this isn't cool. That we live in 2020 and we got dumb idiots like Gregory McMichael and Travis McMichael who think it's okay to chase somebody down like you the dang on police. You ain't the police. You're not the police. Call 911 if there's a crime. Period. All right, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try to keep going in this story. It pisses me off that, like, and I'm going to talk about race in a minute, but I want to finish the story. So both callers to 911 that day reported seeing Arbery running. The identities of the callers were redacted from the transcript of the 911 call provided to the news. Arbery had been seen recently on surveillance video in a neighborhood, according to the first caller. Allegedly, because we ain't seen the video. If you got a video showing Ahmed going into your house, where the video at? And even if Ahmed was in your house, you call 911 and you get him prosecuted. You don't kill him in the street like a dang on dog or cattle. There's a guy in the house right now. It's under construction. Then again, it could have been me. I go in houses all the time. All the time. And who's to say if it's under construction, he could have worked for the damn contractor team. He could have been the owner of the house. Why do people have to resort to such discrimination to a point where they don't even think logically? If the property is under construction, you don't know who this guy is. So why kill him? I mean, it does not make sense. So I'm trying to do what his best friend said to do, which is to not make this about race. But it's impossible because it's all entangled in race. We're talking about Ahmed in this context of not being here anymore because he was black. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. All right, and it goes on to say, there's a guy in the house right now. It's under contract. The man told the dispatcher. The man then gave her the address. And you said someone's breaking into it right now? The dispatcher asked. No, the man replied. It's all open. It's under construction. The man interrupted. To say Arbery was leaving, and there he goes right now. Okay, dispatcher said, what is he doing? He's running down the street, the man said. The next sentence is garbled. That's fine, the dispatcher said. I'll get police out there. I just need to know what he's doing wrong. Was he just on the premises and not supposed to be there? Was he destroying the premises? What is the reason for you calling me? Because this is the United States of America. Just because a man is on the property, you don't know if he had permission. Is it your house? You don't own it. So how you know he ain't supposed to be there? All right, and she says, was he just on the premises and not supposed to be there? The next sentence is garbled, and then he said, and he's been caught on camera a bunch at night. It's kind of an ongoing thing. The man building the house has heart issues. I think he's not going to finish it. So apparently he know the man. But still, okay, that's fine, the dispatcher said. And you said he was a male in a black t-shirt? White t-shirt. The man said, black guy, white t-shirt. He's done run into the neighborhood again. He's done run into the neighborhood again. This is a quote. This is the man who he said, black guy, white t-shirt, he's done run into the neighborhood again. The 911 call from Satilla Shores came in at 1:14. I'm out here at Satilla Shores, the man said. There's a black man running down the street. Where at Satilla Shores? The dispatcher asked. I don't know what street we're on, the man replied. Stop. He can be heard shouting. Watch that. Stop. Damn it, stop. The call went blank for several seconds, with the dispatcher trying several times to reach the caller. The call eventually hangs up. At some point during this, Gregory McMichael was outside of his son's house. So it was his son that lived on Satilla Drive when he was saw Arbery running down the street. He told the police he ran inside, armed himself, told his son to grab a gun. Gregory McMichael told the police. He said they had seen Arbery on surveillance cameras. The two men got into their son's pickup truck and caught Arbery at Buford Road and Satilla Drive. After asking Arbery several times to stop, Travis stepped out of the truck with a shotgun. Gregory McMichael told police. Gregory McMichael told police a struggle for the gun ensued between Travis and Arbery. during which his son fired twice. Arbery died at the scene. After the fatal shooting, Gregory McMichael told responding police that there have been several break-ins in the neighborhood. Only one burglary, an automobile burglary, was reported to the county police between January 1 and February 23rd. One burglary, according to the documents obtained by the news and the public records request by Glenn County. So if you down there in Glenn, let me tell you, if y'all got family down there in Glenn County and you look like me, that's all I'm saying. Wesson MP 9mm pistol stolen on January 1 from a pickup truck outside 230 Chatilla Drive, the home of Travis McMichael, according to the police. So apparently Travis had a personal issue right now with who he thought was the person who's stealing from him. A black man jogging has to have done it right. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense for you to come to the conclusion because you see this guy running down the street. And here's my thing. If this guy is a serial burglar that you say he is, why would he be jogging through the neighborhood in broad daylight and he done committed all these crimes allegedly that you say he done committed? It don't make sense. All right, I'm gonna continue reading. Gregory McMichael moved the 2011 Ford F-150 from one spot to another in front of the home around 9:30 a.m. on January 1, forgetting to lock it after Travis McMichael told police. Afterwards, so his daddy forgot to lock the door. That's what Travis told the police. About an hour later, Travis found the handgun's empty holster on the unlocked door seat, the police said. Paul Dix recalled the time Arbery intercepted a pass at the 20-year-old. Hold on a minute. Intercepted a pass at the 20-year-old's 20-yard line. Sorry, during the high school football game in Augusta. He went 80 yards to the end zone. Dix said they couldn't catch him, couldn't touch him. I've tried jogging with him a few times. Leaves me gasping after a quarter mile. He's a runner. Dix paused. I realized he had been spoken in present tense. Okay, hold a minute. Hold on a minute here. So did they know him? It looks like they knew him. Paul Dix. Now, who is Paul Dix? Because it don't say who. Paul Dix recalled the time Arbery intercepted. So who is Paul Dix? Dix paused, realizing he had just spoken in the present tense of the young man he had considered a nephew. It's a dark wound in our whole family, the Augusta resident said. It makes us feel miserable, not only for his death, but for what happened, how it happened. Okay, so Paul, I guess Paul Dix was somebody who knew them. I'm sorry, Paul Dix was not related to the McMichael people, but this is somebody else who was recalling Arbery's experience as a football player. And he was a jogger. He was a runner. That's what he did. That's what he enjoyed to do. I don't believe if he allegedly, supposedly, from these folks who killed him, are stating that he was a burglar, and it just don't make sense to me. And if he was, why would he expose himself in broad daylight? That just don't make sense either. Like the whole thing is just. It just don't make sense. The only thing that makes sense to me is that they killed him because he was black and did not comply to them because they chased him down with a shotgun. He didn't stop and surrender, so they killed him. Period. That's what happened. You can spin it however you want to spin it. They killed him because he was black. That's it. And now they are shielding the investigation because they are white. That's a matter of fact. These people that killed Arbery, Ahmed Arberry, are connected to law enforcement in Glenn County. So much so that they had to send the case to another town over. And then that town had to send it over to somewhere else because they all connected. It's a small area. This case needs to be picked up by the state Supreme Court. It needs to be tried in Atlanta, where this young man, 25 years old, can get justice. Because if it's handled down there in them hick towns, and I hate to say that word, I'm going to retract that, in those towns predominantly where ain't nobody of his peers that will be on the jury, it needs to be transferred to an area where he can get due process and justice. His death cannot go unprosecuted. A citizen's arrest cannot cover killing somebody in cold blood. Period. If you wanted to do a citizen's arrest, maybe you should have left the guns at home. Chase him down, subdue him, wait till the police come, hold him down, don't kill him. When they grabbed those guns, they knew what they were planning to do. I carry every day. I carry a gun almost every day. It's my constitutional right to do it, and it's their constitutional right to do it. But when you carry a gun, especially when you get it pursuing somebody that's a criminal, allegedly, that you think is a criminal, rather, you know what you're planning to do. You know that you're going to do anything you need to do. And when you feel threatened, now you got this gun to protect you. So I pray for Ahmed Arberry family. I pray that they continue to push this story to the mainstream media. I hope that we all keep this story alive so that Ahmed can get justice. Because at this point, everything circulating in what the accounts and the police report, the 911 transcript, it all alleges bias and discrimination and careless acts, period. Careless. You grabbed a gun to pursue somebody you thought was a criminal, and then when you kill them, you say, oh, it was a citizen's arrest. And then you roll him over and you realize he had no weapons. He had where was the stolen things y'all said he had? Was it did you find anything stolen off of him? No, because he was innocent. He was literally running down the street, minding his own freaking business, and he was killed. He was killed because he was black. You can't spin it any other way. You can't talk your way out of it. You need to own it. And the quicker you own it, the quicker things move on. We know the truth. God knows the truth. That's for doggone sure. And I think that's why he exposed it. He exposed everybody in that little small town. And I hope and I pray Ahmad's death does not be in vain. I hope that we as a people continue to push the story and we continue to hold them all accountable. The father and son need to be locked up. The same way a young black man can get 25 years for selling drugs. 25 years for selling drugs. They get 0 for killing a whole human being. It don't make sense. Governor Kemp, you need to do your job. When you see things are doing and going crazy in your state, the way you all over this corona thing, you need to be all over innocent people getting killed. All right, we're going to move on to something else, and then we're going to end the broadcast. State of Georgia opened back up. We're going to talk about the update. What's been going on in Georgia? I think that the stores are doing a good job with trying, some of the stores. I went to the store today to buy a new computer because my computer crashed for my business. So I wasn't out shopping. I went in the store, got the computer, and left. But when I went into the store, I went to the store in Marietta. Now I'm not talking about racism. I'm not talking about racist bias at this point. We already done did the Ahmed Arberry story, and it's tragic, and it's all full of racism and bias and discrimination and all of that, hands down. So we're gonna transition now. I'm not saying that the people up north are gonna have better treatment than the people down south, but I'm just saying I went up north to the store to buy a computer. I went to Micro Center off of Paces Ferry. And when I went to the store, as soon as you walk in, they had a clerk, a store associate in the front with a bottle of sanitizer and face masks that the hospitals can't get. Now they had the face masks there. So when you walk in the door, they spray your hand with sanitizer and they give you a face mask. And you go on in the store and you go shopping. I hope and I pray that all stores in Georgia does this at a minimum, because we have to take the coronavirus serious. So I think the update is essentially, if people in stores do it like Micro Center, I think we can get, a little bit more comfortable under the circumstances and going into some of these stores and patronizing them. Overall, Georgia is open. I have talked to a lot of people and businesses and establishments, and they're all reopening. Now, there's a flip side to that story. Consumer confidence is the flip side to that story. Until people feel comfortable in knowing that they're going to be treated like an experience at Micro Center, where they have hand sanitizer and every single body that walk in that store gets their hand sanitized, and every single body in that store get a mask and they're required to wear it, or else they'll be escorted out. If that can happen, then I think Georgia could be on their way to being one of the first states to show the nation that we can coexist with this virus. We don't have a choice. At the end of the day, we have the basic essentials that are needed, i.e. going into the grocery stores. I haven't been into a grocery store. Well, yes, I have. Yes, I have. I went to Ingles, which is a small, by where I live, Ingles is a small chain compared to Kroger. Most of the people go over there to Kroger, and the other people who don't want to be around other people go to Ingles. But anyway, I think that the stores are going to have to transition towards that approach in order for Georgia to really reopen. That's my take. All right, my next topic is an interesting topic, because we're talking about guns in the courtroom. Let me update that banner. Make sure it reads appropriately. Guns in the courtroom, y'all, in Michigan. So if we had to contrast this, if we had to just say, what if a group of concerned African-American demonstrators walked up into the Georgia State Capitol with guns demanding to speak to the governor? What would the headline be on Fox 5 and Channel 2 and 11 Alive? What do you think it would be? I think it would be massacre at the state capitol. National Guard has been activated to the state capitol. All of those peaceful protesters with their guns were all slaughtered at the courthouse. That's what it would be if Black people went in the courthouse with guns. But our other counterparts can do that. Wake up, people. This world that we're living in is new, but it's not new. So many things are being blatantly shown to us over these last 60 days. We got a president who chooses to do and say things on Monday and completely deny them on Tuesday. We have a governor who hasn't responded to this story about Ahmed. And we have the news media saying if you go outside, you're going to die from the coronavirus. So we are in a world of a difference right now. We're in a new world. But people, just let's stay positive and let's try our best to stay healthy throughout this thing. And continue to pray. At the end of the day, our people are probably one of the most resilient people in the world. Racism, bias, discrimination did not start in America. No, did not. And it's not going to end in America. Our people have been oppressed throughout the whole world, in every continent, in every part of the world. Africans were enslaved at one point or another, or discriminated against, or belittled, or diminished. But we're still here. And that is a testament to the times and to the resolve and to the strength that we have as a people. United, we're always going to win. Divided, we're always going to fall. So all my fellow African Americans or African descendants, period, stay strong throughout this time, and we will get through it together. And I'm going to end that on this note. I thank you for tuning into the broadcast. Please go over to YouTube and subscribe to New Wave Real Talk, where you'll just get unbiased talk and real life perspective on headline news topics. That is the goal for my channel. From time to time, I invite people on the channel to share their experiences and their opinions. So continue to support it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next broadcast. Y'all have a good night and be safe.